everybody. You got Everyday Heroes, and we're back at it again. And make sure you guys follow us on YouTube. Subscribe on subscribe on Instagram, but follow us. Damn. Y'all know what I'm trying to say.
That was really, really good, though. That was really, really good.
Do it again.
I felt that.
Yeah, we in the morning we just going crazy. What's up, everybody? This is Everyday Heroes, like my girl was saying. Like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. We are great. We got Queen Jazz, the Queen Lioness, Un of Dragons, and myself, JB Written. And you are now tuned into another episode of Everyday Heroes. All right, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get right into it. Let's dive right into it. Okay. I already asked y'all how y'all was doing. We are talking about Nick Cannon. Everybody knows the story. Nick Cannon said some comments on his podcast, and I guess it's the show that he's under didn't like what he said, and they tried to cancel his show. So that's the premise of the story. So we're gonna go ahead and pass around the table. We're gonna first go with the Honor of Dragons, and we're gonna see what you got to say before everybody has to make their comments. So what you think about Nick Cannon and Wilder now?
So I think we need to be very careful with watching clips, because I think it's the clips that got Nick Cannon in trouble. If you watch the full podcast, he does not say anything that's not in alignment with his values and his morals. He's a, I was going to say he's a Nicktoons kid, like, pun intended, but he is, like, Nicktoons, Disney stars are taught from day one, this is the image that we want you to portray. So he already knows how to protect his image. He already knows how to behave himself in front of the camera and behind the scenes. So just playing those little clips, they sound bad, but the intent was not in a bad way. But with clip culture and and cancel culture, they just listen to those 2 minutes and they're like, he's an anti-Semite, we need to cancel him. And it's really not necessarily sad, because I do think that it's time for Nick to do something else. Not to say he's getting too old, but it's like it's time to step away from childish things. And this is just going to boost his career in an astronomical way. So don't pity him, although he has been in a very dark place right now, but just pray that he notices that this had to happen. They were stifling what he really wanted to say and do with his career. And I'm excited. I'm excited for him to see what he has coming next, because the brother's got some thoughts and he's got some opinions, and it's time to get away from that Disney image. Nicktoons, whatever image.
Okay.
Well, I go ahead for a second. I'm very upset about this story. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a Nick Cannon fan. I like him. I don't like his comedy or his music per se, but I like him as a person. You know what I mean? I don't it's not somebody who's like my favorite, but he is somebody that in the community I feel that builded jobs for people. You know what I mean? Help people in their career. Cat Williams, Kevin Hart, before they was what they are now. You know what I'm saying? He had them on Wild 'N Out before Kevin Hart, Cat Williams, and D. Ray Davis are where they at now. So him getting his show canceled to me is kind of like a hard blow. You know what I mean? It's a very hard blow for me, because just because of some words he said on a podcast, he's on his like 15th season or 10th season all of a sudden they could just cancel him. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can disagree with me. Yeah, you can not like what I say, but to cancel me, that's kind of and I don't care what he said, to be honest. You know what I mean? He did a lot more good than bad. He give a lot more back, and do things for people than he do bad in this world. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand if he was out here being, belligerent and saying things off the wall. I can understand that. But, me listening to that podcast, and I didn't feel like there's nothing too bad. And he was actually telling the truth. White people are afraid. You know what I mean? And it's proven fact. It's in the pudding. Look at 400 years of slavery. You know what I mean? Like it's it's proven fact what he was saying. Like, he was just saying his truths and beliefs, and I believe the same things he was saying. So that lets you know that how afraid they are to cancel him for saying stuff like that. You know what I mean? Um, One thing I wanted to say too was we can get on the radio. We can play whatever, like calling bitches bitches, hoes hoes, bow bow, boom boom, kill this nigga. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as we saying something intelligent, soon as they don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? Now you have to apologize for it because I disagree with you. But on the radio, I can turn on the radio right now and listen to "Shake That Ass, Ho," "You Will Hold," something like that. You know what I'm saying, and shit like that. It's okay. So it bothers me. You know what I mean? So, and that's just how I feel. I feel like they're wrong. I feel like whoever canceled them, I wish, like MTV, BT, I really don't even want to watch no more. You know what I'm saying? Because of that. Like they lost me. You know what I mean? I didn't watch BT anyway because it's owned by white people. You know what I mean? So I don't like watching stuff like that because it's owned by white people. And now that solidifies me not watching it because it shows me when you just not agreeing with a person, you can just do whatever you want and cancel them. So no, and that's just how I feel. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and take it away, Jazz. And
Okay. Well, my take on the situation is, for one, if Nick Cannon did say something that was offensive, then he should definitely sit down. I think that all parties should have been there in order to have the conversation that he was having. If we're gonna, yeah, bro, you said, I mean, he was spitting facts or whatnot, but pertaining to the opposite group, the group that was offended, they say that the facts are otherwise.
mm,
So that's one thing. I think he should have the chance to correct his wrongs, which is what he's trying to do. And on top of that, I also believe that they were harsh in canceling him. But with him being canceled, I want to make this point, and it's just really important for us as a whole to start gaining ownership of
mm,
the things that you love to do, and whatever it is that you're passionate about. Let's get full ownership of that, so that way, if you are saying something that nobody agrees with, like our president, who says plenty of stuff that we don't agree with,
say that
but we
again.
can't get him out of position. You know what I'm saying? Because he's in
Try.
position of, we can try, but still he's in position of power. So I say we need to give ourselves that power and give ourselves that real platform, to say what the things that we want to say without being worried that something is going to be stripped under us. Um, but that's really my thoughts on it. I really just, that's where I would like to focus on. How are we going to build from here? And I love the fact that you said that you're looking forward to what he has to come. Because one thing for sure is, when you're at the bottom, that means you got to come back up. So
Yeah.
let's see. I'm ready to, make your mistakes. Let's watch how, you fix it.
Yeah, that is a positive way to look at it, y'all. That's a positive way to look at it. But you said something. Yes, it's time for him to start something. For him leave on his own terms. Cancel the show on his own terms. Yeah, he can leave. It's time for him to do different things. Of course, it always become a time for things to get new. You know what I mean? Think about us. Just a couple months ago, we had three men on this show. You know what I mean?
Right.
Masculine men. We was talking about gay people and all type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
But it's your platform,
yeah,
and
you're
you
right.
have that space to do that.
But we changed on our own. You see what I'm saying? Like we decided, and I want Nick Cannon for him to decide when he want to change. You know what I mean? Not for them to change him. And yes, you can disagree with what he said. You could disagree with him. But at the same time, that's his show that he created, that he came up and worked hard for all these years. You know what I mean? You could disagree with me, you know what I mean, dock me and pay or something.
And
But
it's
don't,
not like he was
oh,
saying it in malice. He wasn't
yeah,
saying it to be, I
yeah.
can't stand that hateful. Which
He could have
and
been.
that's
He
where
has
we
the right.
cancel people.
He has the right. You know what I mean? When I talk about slavery, when I talk about my ancestors, sometimes I get riled up. You know what I'm saying? Just thinking about the stuff they go through. So he can be riled up because I know sometimes I get riled up just thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like, I be thinking about like, damn, they used to hang people on trees, cut their shit off, separate their babies and from mothers. You know me, like when I think about it, it makes me riled up. And he was being calm about it. You know what I mean? So I feel like, yeah.
I
hmm Go
He was
ahead.
trying to explain it to the best of his ability.
Best
Most
is,
definitely.
hmm
Um
and he into that stuff. He's listened to Farrakhan because he was talking about he got those stuff for Farrakhan, which Farrakhan is banned from Facebook too. They because of saying stuff. So Farrakhan they deleted his page and banned him from Facebook. You know what I
so
mean?
you think Nick Cannon went in there without knowing what the consequences could be? Because from my understanding, the producers or whomever did talk to him prior of all
Yeah.
that happening.
That's a good question, but I wanted to come a time where we can talk our truths and not be afraid of those type of things. You know what I mean? Yeah, there are consequences to everything, but don't be okay. Trump can get on there and talk about grab people by the pussies, and everybody's like, yeah, and shouting. But when he's saying something like this, it's okay. I don't want other people talking about bitches, hoes, and slapping people and fighting. But it's okay to put fighting videos up. But when somebody you know, preaching, and they not agreeing with you, you're not agreeing with what they're saying, you got to cancel this whole Facebook. But this other person can put up 200,000 fighting videos, drug videos. We could take pictures with guns. You know what I'm saying? We could do all type of stuff. But because he's speaking something that happened in history, how he feel about his religion, we offended by that.
But they're saying that he got the facts wrong about the Jewish people.
Regardless of the facts or not, but don't mess with the Jews. First of all, Jews
Huh?
are
Say it again.
don't mess with the Jews. The Jews are powerful.
Yeah.
But this is why. You see what I'm saying? We don't. Nobody's saying nothing. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? We
Mhm.
have to keep saying something. Like I don't want him to apologize. Not one bit. I don't want him to apologize. I don't want him to feel bad for what he did. He said he spoke his truth, and that's that. Now, if he do apologize, I'm not going to be like he's less black or nothing. You know what I mean? Because I heard people saying that. Like,
Yeah, they were canceling him
yeah,
like
cancel.
as if that was
Yeah,
apologizing for what he feels like he did wrong.
yeah.
Is
Do he
nothing
really
wrong
feel
with that.
wrong? That's a
He
good
apparently,
question.
I think he does. Well, okay.
I'm
The
more
only
sorry.
thing that he apologized for being wrong about is offending the Jewish people. That's what he's apologizing for. He didn't apologize for what he said.
I almost cursed.
Oh goodness.
I
This
said,
is a tough
bump
one.
Jewish people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I,
go ahead.
I mean, honestly, he's just speaking to the truth of Hollywood, and then like of the past 3 or 4 years, Hollywood has been being exposed for a lot of. Are we allowed to curse on here?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro done said pussy and shit about 10 times.
I thought there'd be like a beep or something, but
Nope.
like he's exposing Hollywood for a lot of shit that they've been doing.
Yeah.
Like the Jewish people now I feel like I'm saying a bad word whenever I say Jewish. The Jewish people do run Hollywood. It's a lot. It's a lot of like do what I say and wear what I want to wear and wear what I want you to wear and just shut up and dance, shut up and dribble, shut up and do what
Said
I
that.
say.
They said that to
And,
LeBron
and
James
someone
for
has to
10.
say something.
Yeah. They
And,
said that
and
to
my thing is, if you stand for nothing, what will you fall for? And he
exactly.
stood for it. And
And
unfortunately,
he
he's become a
has
martyr.
been. He has been standing and being very vocal about things that are happening, and with the documentary he was helping working on and everything. I think it probably I could see as a conspiracy them trying to shut him down because he's also following the line of the greats in front of him.
I mean, they did that. That's history. That happens to everybody. Martin Luther King. Look at all our leaders who get up there and speak the truth. They set you up. You know what I mean? I mean, it's history.
Do you guys see any similarity to his situation and Monique?
No, Monique, she was speaking out on the fact that she wasn't getting paid enough, right?
Yeah.
So did they shut her down? Yeah, they shut Monique down, but she put up a good fight, and like I said, her fight is different from Nick Cannon's. Nick Cannon has a whole, like you guys said, he's speaking on something totally different. Monique was fighting for her money, as she should.
True.
Yeah, she went to Netflix, and Netflix didn't give her as much as she thought she should have got, so she wanted to boycott Netflix because they wouldn't
But
give
you
her.
guys remember that interview with her and Steve Harvey, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where she was like, there's stuff going on that we need to talk about, and Steve was like, don't talk about it because you know what they'll do to you. So it's like everyone knows what's going on, but no one will be brave enough to speak up.
Yeah, but Steve Harvey was getting shut down for that too. You know what I mean? Think about it, because they was giving, the black community was giving Steve Harvey a lot of smoke. You know what I'm saying? They were saying Steve Harvey was a joke. He ain't never really did anything, and things like that.
He was getting smoked, but not because he told, pretty much because he was on some, like you guys are saying, the hush hush, trying to keep her on the down low and not fight for what is right for. And she's been around for a long time. You're not gonna do Beyonce like that, so you sure not gonna do Monique like that. So
yeah, but that lets you know how much power they have. They can shut down, because Nick Cannon been on. He was a host for what's that show? Masked Singer. America's Got Talent.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was a host for America's Got Talent. He was host for all type of shows,
but
back
he
in the day.
he still has his ABC connection and everything. Like, all of that is still good. It's just the wilding out.
I mean, but that's his show. Like, if they can cancel him doing that, you know what I'm saying? Imagine what else they can do. You know what I mean?
But
Imagine,
that's like the bank taking your house. Is it really your house if you haven't paid for it? That's why you have to own what you're doing all the way through. Period. If we need to start creating different avenues, our own channel, our own TV, whatever, let's make it happen. Because I'm good on canceling. I want my people to be for me, and we rocking. Period. So
well, look,
it's a shame.
we're gonna get into our final comments on this topic. Anything else you have?
What
I
you got
see.
to say, Auntie?
Auntie, yeah, what you?
I just think these go by so fast. It makes me so sad.
Yes, it's almost 20 minutes went by.
Oh my God, it's so
Yeah,
sad.
no.
Okay, so I was looking at old clips of Ricky Gervais, right, when he hosted the Golden Globes, and he said some really like drop your jaw things, and he was just like, I don't give a fuck. This is the truth, and accept it. And everyone was like, oh, so brave, so great. But now Nick Cannon said something off of a couple of clips that people didn't watch the full podcast, and they're frowning on him. And not knocking Ricky Gervais, I love him, I adore him, but what's the difference? Nick Cannon is a comedian. He wasn't in his comedian mode, but are we really going to take away people's freedom of speech that much? Are we going to really try to ruin everyone's job for their rights as an American citizen? It's just, you're ruining people's lives. So let's chill out. Let's just all, let's all drink wine.
Yeah, imagine the people he employed, like, all the girls, the wilding out girls, the comedians who they finally got their shot. They
Their
just coming
shot.
through,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? A lot of things like that. Like, it's like their own selfishness, so that really cancels that out. So what you
Yeah.
think? Any last words, Jazz, the Queen Lioness?
With everything, I just, like I said, I just want us to really just take the time and realize that, we just need to start gaining full ownership of what we have going on. And that, don't be afraid to miss sometimes if you're speaking your truth.
Wow.
Okay? Because if you go down, you got to come back up. So there it
Right.
is.
Right. All right. Yeah, man. It was a bunch of baloney. That's my
Malarkey.
bunch of yaki. I mean, so that is it. That is it. So from Jazz the Queen Lioness to Hunt of Dragons from JB Written, this is Everyday Heroes, and we're signing out.